Okay, guys, welcome. I'm doing this reading for all signs because there is a thing that's going on that I've noticed, even with my own readings, right? Like, I'm doing this reading because it's like nothing resonates. So if you guys are the type of person where you like go to tarot and you're like, oh my God, nothing is resonating. The reason I'm doing this is because like I go at all these places and it's like nothing ever resonates, right? It might be good for some people, but where's my reading? So I'm actually doing this because it's almost like these are for the people who feel like I'm waiting for love or I'm waiting for money, but I feel like I'm stuck in limbo. So if you guys feel like you're stuck in limbo or like there's not a reading out there that resonates with me like anywhere, this is your reading. I've just come to this conclusion because like I've gone through 1,000 different tarot readers online and I'm like, okay, not one person can resonate with my reading. So I'm sitting here thinking there's got to be other people out here. I do 1,000 readings, but maybe there are certain things that you guys feel like that's not happening for me. That's not happening for me. Where's my reading? I'm like stuck in a limbo. I'm not getting wealth. There's no love coming towards me. I'm not arguing or fighting with anyone. So where the hell is my reading? So this is your reading. Okay? This isn't all signs. It's for anybody who's out there who feels like everything that I'm watching is not resonating. So I'm going to make it. Right? Someone has to do it. Take the step. Take the stand. So I feel like I'm dedicating my time right now to helping you who is stuck in limbo. So let's do this. Clarify on the situation. You feel like you're not really like, okay, so here's the situation and it's crazy, right? Here's the crazy thing. For those of you who this is going to resonate with, it feels like maybe I'm on the right path, maybe I'm not. How am I going to know? Because nothing ever changes, right? Nothing ever changes. But yet I stay disciplined. I do everything I'm supposed to do. And they say, if you keep doing this and you keep doing that, then it always is going to come to you, right? But things are moving. Things are moving. And it says that things are going to move fast, but yet I'm very ambitious and I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, but yet nothing is really going. I don't see anything. Ooh. See, there it is. Do you see the point? There it is. Nothing's really coming. I don't really feel like this is happening or that's happening or this is, see what I'm saying? Maybe everywhere I go, they say, wait, do this, do that, and here it comes, but yet it's not. Why do I have this blockage? Am I blocking the manifestations? Am I blocking what's coming towards me? Am I too impatient about the situation? Are they all correct, but yet nothing's coming through? Why is it? Why is it? So let's ask these questions. Okay. So we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty here. There's going to be a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of indecision. There's a lot of action, though, that's being taken, but yet I don't see any results. There's a lot of competition around. There's a lot of strife, a lot of tension that I give myself. Is it self-sabotage? Where's that financial independence that everybody says is coming, and I don't see shit? Right? They say, be happy, do this, do that, but I've been doing all of that and I still see nothing. They say, have self-confidence, stop doing this, stop doing that, but yet I'm doing all of that. Is it just an illusion? Is it a fear? Is it me having deep-seated fears? Recognition? Do I need to connect with my higher self? What is it? Because it feels like I've done it all. Oh, and if you're that person who says, I've done this all, And I still see nothing. What's going on? So we need to get down to the point. What is going on and why is it? Where is it? Getting ready to receive, but there is some delays. And yes, it does. It's almost like you're inspired to then have lack of motivation. Why is this situation like that? Because you give, but then all of a sudden nothing happens. So then you lose lack of motivation. Then you probably go back into this type of hidey hole situation with the Virgo there, with the Hermit there. So then it's almost like I give everything I have, but then nothing ever happens. But yet I keep trying to keep myself exploring. I keep myself excited. I keep myself on this freedom run. But why is it? I'm overcommitted, but yet then I become disorganized as soon as everything happens. And then all of a sudden I'm waiting for this personal change. So Spirit says, what? Right? What is the point? What is the point? How come I'm not having this love? How come I'm in, we're just going to call it limbo. Okay, no matter what pillar it is, whether it's love, money, career success, whatever it is, we're just going to call it the limbo. You know what it is. Okay, but we want to say, why is it? Why is it that I'm waiting? Why is it that nothing is happening? It says because things are becoming justified and there could be some karma that's going on. There could be some karma that's trying to balance itself out within this situation. Right? Something from the past that you're trying to balance out, some kind of truth that needs to come through, or just some karma that has to go away. So it's bringing in the inner struggle to which you can't really see, and it makes you exhausted. You keep working through the situation, but you have to give yourself the self-love, right? Get rid of the insecurities and take care of yourself. You have to have a more unbiased judgment toward yourself, clear those boundaries, have direct communication within yourself with others, and clear your mind. And then have a different perspective. There could be something that you have to reconcile within yourself, the desire to forgive and move forward. So that way you can have the personal goals. Playing it safe is not going to work, but you have to get rid of the fear of whatever is holding you back. You have to understand that with mercy, wisdom, and trust, you will be able to reach the situations from which you're doing, and that way you can conform to what it is you're truly wanting to commit to through your life. Okay, I would show you guys all these cards. I mean, we can, but I was doing it this way so we don't have a billion on the board. Right? Because I was just trying to get the message here. The reason is because this is what's going on. It's saying that you're having some kind of karmic things to get to your manifestations. You have a financial opportunity that is in the place of a development. It's taking on the seeds to the rewards, but it's taking a really long time to get to the situation. There is some imbalance that's going back and forth. It looks like you're going back and forth and maybe even having fear to commit or whatever, but it's due to indecision. It's almost like I put it out there, but then I don't get it and then it doesn't come back. So I'm having a hard time. So therefore I'm so attached that I'm detached to the outcome, which keeps me in a limbo. So therefore, every time that I keep improving from this situation, it just seems like then all of a sudden it comes back around as not moving again. So it's almost like, am I over wishing certain situation, my over daydreaming situations? What is this opportunity? It says you have to have the bigger picture to be the visionary. You have to overcome the challenge, and the challenge is within yourself. That way you can make the wheel go. Something about karmic trenches. It's like karmic coming up again. I'll show you guys some of these cards. The karmic trench, see the Wheel of Fortune's in reverse. To the daydreams and the decisions. It's almost like, well, as soon as that starts improving, then I start trying to move again. But it's almost like, why? Why is this resistance? It almost feels like maybe there's something that has to change. Something that has to be different from what you were doing before. But I also see that there's a lot of impatience. Then that keeps you like in a limbo, because it almost feels like you start moving, but then all of a sudden it starts stopping. It's almost like as soon as it starts moving and something starts happening with the Knight of Swords really moving, all of a sudden then it takes a backseat. And then it gets you stuck in limbo. But there's a lot of karma that goes, against this situation, and a lot of having to break cycles. The cycles is a lot of blockage as well, because it feels like as soon as you start getting something, maybe you get too excited, and then it's almost like, well, how could my overexcitement then kill the situation? This doesn't make any sense. Universe doesn't make sense. Life doesn't make sense. But that's exactly what's going on. And that's the reason I'm doing this reading, is because not everybody's life is exactly the way that all the other readings that I do go. So, like I said, I was also doing reading because I was out looking at a reading and I was like, why are none of these people resonating with me? Right? So I thought, well, let's do something that's going to be a little different for those who feel like they're sitting in a transitional point, but yet it keeps going back and forth, but yet it never really truly moves. Like you could say, oh, then this love is coming towards me, but where the fuck's this love? Or you say all this money's coming towards me, I start feeling it, and then it backs away. Do you see what I'm saying? So it almost feels like there's not a right choice, there's not a wrong choice, there's no fucking choice, because it can only go one way or it can go the other way, right? And I'm noticing that there's a lot of people that feel this way too, right? So then it says, okay, you're head over heart. So you have to be truthful and honest about where you're going to put your authority, where you're going to put your chariot. Is it just about the perfect timing? Because now I'm starting to think that it's about more of a perfect timing on the way that you're doing things. And yes, there is a certain thing about perfect timing. Some things are, you take action when action is totally needed, and then some things actually do roll on a time period. I mean, that's literally it. There literally is a universal breakdown of a time period, right? And then there are those that literally, if I jump this way, right, and manifest this way, things will come to be now, right? Because you could say, I manifested everything and I'm still waiting. But I swear you not that some things are literally on a time base. Literally, you have to go through this action to this action to this action, right? To get to where it is you need to be. So therefore, it literally is a divine, it's like a fated divine setup. And I know this because I've seen it, I've lived it, and I know it's true. So if you ever watch manifestors that say, oh no, because you will manifest this, there is no time period to get to what it is. It's, don't put resistance against it. That's one way of doing it. But there are certain things in life that I'm telling you right now literally are on a time frame. Because why? Because you're waiting. Think about it. If you're waiting for this beautiful job, here's a great example, and you want to have this job, you can't have that job until they fire the other person. If you're manifesting being the head chef of this restaurant, you can't be the head chef until that person gets fired. They're not going to hire you. There's no space. There's no room for that. But then you could say, I know it, I've seen it, I am their head chef. Well, you have to wait until that person exits that situation. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, it would have to be divine timing. There's certain things, literally, thank you, the Fool, and it comes up right side up, yes. They're literally saying, yes, trust in life and trust in the situation. And that's why. Okay, so here's your understanding of why you feel like you're stuck in limbo. Because you're literally on a timeline of things that have to be in order. It has to. They're literally on an order. So if your psychic said within 5 years this is going to happen, literally, my friends, it will be within that 5-year period. It's not going to be 5 months. It's not going to be tomorrow. It'll literally be in 5 years. Do you see what I'm saying? Because there are those things that are written like this. And that's where you're having an issue. That's what your issue is. Okay, that's what the issue is. You're stuck on a timeline, a literal 100% timeline. So I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean to say it like that. Well, we can say it this way. This for now could be a type of excessive obsession that you have to get to the point, which makes you impatient, but you're literally on a timeline. It is. It's a timeline. And that's where the problem is, because you have to build. You're building on a timeline. That is why. That is why. And when your timeline comes through, then you will start seeing things move. Okay? And that is why you're having those issues. That is why it doesn't seem like it's, you know what I'm saying? It's always resonating with you at this point, that point, or that point. And it doesn't mean a lot of times that the readings are wrong. It's just that that's saying, remember, energy, right, it flows. So literally someone could do your reading, but maybe it won't come in for 3 or 4 months. Right? You see what I'm saying? So they could be giving that. But if you're looking at from the timeline of what's exactly going on, you who are here watching this, who are stuck in this limbo, is because you're on a timeline. That's why. Literally. You're waiting for that would be the overall inner calling. That's the calling of when things need to go. And this is why you feel like sometimes you feel misplaced. Well, it's like, and then you might even be reading other people's like, oh my God, that's happening right now, right? And it is. And they're on that timeline. Or you might even watch people manifest and be like, oh my God, I listened to this and I manifested this overnight. It's not your time. Or it's not that piece there is not for you at this direct time. No matter how much you manifest it, all you can do is work because you're building towards it. These are certain things you have to build towards for the 10 of Cups. You're waiting. Maybe the person you're manifesting, I'm calling in a soulmate. Maybe your soulmate's not ready yet. Maybe your soulmate has to get divorced, right? And then they're going to come in within 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 months. Do you see what I'm saying? Because who your soul is making a soul contract with next has to be at divine timing. So the energy could still be showing up for you at this time. It could still be saying you have this beautiful love coming in, but you never see it. And then all of a sudden, within 2 or 3 months, maybe a year, all of a sudden, boom, there they are. Right? But you have to, it's like you're waiting, for a lot of you, you're waiting for this soulmate, but it's almost like you have to wait until the universe conducts it. It's orchestrated through the divine because it's on a timeline. That is it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, universe. That's what I wanted to know. Because it is literally. So those who say they don't believe in perfect timing and they don't divine perfect timing, I've heard these before. That's not true. We live on a perfect timing of a lot of things, and then a lot of things we can just literally manifest out of thin air, right? Kind of scenario. You know what I'm saying? But for those of you who are feeling like you're in this limbo, this is your message, and this is why you might feel confused, or you might feel a little even exasperated by watching things that just keep saying, you're getting rich, you're doing this. And then not feeling that 9 of coins is because you're on a timeline. And there's also other actions that you have to do because you are in the middle of the most important thing here, my friends, is really because you're building these blocks. You're building up to this perfect timing for the 10 of Cups. And it's divinely done on a perfect, it's like written this way. And remember, who wrote this? Now you have to say in the situation, if the universe wants it this way, who wrote this? I'm going to tell you right now who wrote this. You wrote this. You set it up. Anytime you have divine timing this way, you did it. You did it. It was you. Your higher self. You put yourself on this timeline for a purpose. You did this before. It's you. That way you could learn to grow. You could learn to do what you need to do. You get busy doing what you need to do. And then you made the soul contracts with the other people. And these are soul contracts through people. So that way you could get to where you need to be. And then others can grow as well. That way your soul knows exactly what it's doing. It's you as a person who are confused. But you're not supposed to know. So you could say, God, why did you do this? Well, you didn't. It was you, your higher self, who makes these contracts. We've all heard it before. I made a contract with you to be my dad. I made you a contract to be my love, right? So you could assume that the majority of most things that are going on within your life when it's on a time period, a timeline, is something that you built on that timeline. It's the building blocks to get to what it is that you made contracts with. Whether it's jobs, this, that, right? So yeah, you're in a limbo, which this limbo is literally a building of a timeline to get to your ultimate contract. And that's why. Okay? Crazy as it is, but that's literally what it is. Okay? It was a beautiful reading, my friends. I hope you all enjoyed that. This is not for any sign. This is just for anyone who understands that I am this person. And it's a little irritating. So I hope that helped you. I hope that makes you understand what's going on. Okay? So you can always get more information somehow or another. Oh, thank you. Ask your angels through meditation. Yeah. It's like somehow or another, it's going to be through meditation. That's the only, you're really going to have to meditate on that one. You're really going to have to, because, yeah, I get it. It's almost like you go to all these readings and you can't find why this isn't here. I can't find what you're trying to tell me. You're giving me this and you're giving me that. But what about this? So this was made for you. I felt compelled to do so. So you guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you, my friends. If you like this video, share it, like it. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that big old subscribe channel so that you don't miss any readings. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.